Rhode Island's favorite realtor, Louis Monroy. Today we will try to answer, if I am thinking about buying a house, does it make sense to wait for interest rates to drop, right? And to help answer that question, today's article is titled, "Here's When Mortgage Rates Could Finally Fall Below 6%. This is out of Realtor.com. This actually was published like two days ago. All right, so let's start with the forecast, right? Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Who are they? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are like big helpers for the banks, right? Just know they help make buying homes a little easier. It's a whole economic thing. Just know that you can trust their projections, right? So they're projecting mortgage rates could drop below 6% by the end of 2026. First time in 3 years, it'll be below 6%. End of 2025, the end of this year, 6.4% is what they're projecting interest rates will be. By the end of 2026, the end of next year, 5.9% is what they're projecting. So you could save half a point, which sounds good, right, on paper. But if home prices keep going up like they have been, are you really saving any money by waiting for interest rates to drop before buying a home? Let's see what home prices have done here in Rhode Island. Let's get clear on what's been happening. Look at this chart. Right, so this is the median sales price of single-family homes from 2013 to 2025 here in Rhode Island, right? So what's our question right now? As a future home buyer, the question is, does it make sense to wait for interest rates to drop before buying a home here in Rhode Island? My other question would be, or will the increase in price while we're waiting wipe away my potential savings of a possible drop in rates, right? Because that's the general idea. You wait for rates to drop to save some money. I feel like people say that because that's the general idea in our society, right? Save some money, wait for rates to drop, right? It's like kind of like surface level thinking, right? So let's dive a little deeper. So let's run an example. Let's say you could have, right? You had the opportunity to buy a house in November 2023. Bankrate.com says rates were at 7.95%. Average person says, yeah, 7.95%. No thanks. I'm going to wait for rates to drop, save some money. Let's say that same person waited until this year to buy, right? Bankrate.com says rates were around 6.6%, August 2025. Heads up, I'm not a lender. Talk to your lender about rates. I'm just looking at public information, right? Okay, so November 2023, let's say you got a 7.95% interest rate and the house you bought was $431,000. The median sales price of a single family home in Rhode Island at that time, right? Here's a picture. Your peers would have said, you're crazy, you're bugging. Have you lost your mind? 7.95%. Let's fast forward to today. Let's use August 2025, the most recent numbers we have to date. Let's say you got a 6.6% interest rate, but now the house costs $510,000, the median sales price of a single family home right now in Rhode Island. So here's a quick picture of the mortgage payment from November, and here's another quick picture of your mortgage payment of August 2025. November 2023, August 2025. You waited for interest rates to drop and still ended up paying $110 more a month. Look, do the math, right? Let me say that again. You waited for interest rates to drop like everyone told you to and still ended up paying more a month. And at the same time, you lost money because had you bought in 2023, your house would have most likely appreciated in value because the median sales price went up $80,000. Okay, I say all of this because people always mention interest rates and use that as some kind of rule of thumb when it comes to buying a house. Every market is different. Everyone's plan to buy is different. So don't just run with these surface level ideas. Okay, just take some time and dive deep. So back to the question. From the beginning, if you're back to the question from the beginning. If you're thinking about buying a house, does it make sense to wait for interest rates to drop? Based on the data, no, I don't think it makes sense. But I'm a realtor. It's always a great time to buy, right? So show this to your accountant. Don't believe me on buying a house. I'm a realtor. Let your accountant share their point of view while looking at this chart, all right? So to wrap this up, I want you to know, if you decide to wait for interest rates to drop, the professionals of our economy, of the United States economy, are saying we might get under 6% by the end of 2026. And they mean it literally, like just under at 5.9% by the end of 2026. Show your accountant this video, show them the charts, and ask them, just like this, ask them, based on the trend of these home sale prices, do you think it would make logical sense to wait for interest rates to drop and then buy a house? Or would my potential savings of a lower interest rate be wiped away by the ever increasing price of homes? All right, ask just like that. And if you want me to get on the phone with your accountant and brainstorm on a particular neighborhood you're interested in, shoot me a text or give me a call. Rhode Island's favorite realtor, Louis Monroy. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.